Philippine Army, serving the people, securing the land. A call to duty over the years that many brave men and women have answered, honorably serving our country through voluntary service on or off the front lines of battle. If this same duty is calling out to you today, then apply now through one of the 4 ways we are presenting to you today here on Expertise.
Good day, sir. First and foremost, I will present my job opportunities, which is entitled Philippine Army. So Philippine Army is the main, oldest, and largest branch of the armed forces of the Philippines, responsible for ground warfare and currently has an estimated strength of over 150,000 soldiers. The mission of Philippine Army is organize, train, equipment, and deploy and sustain ground forces in the conduct of support to operations and to win the peace. So in order to help Filipino nation create an environment conducive for sustainable development and just and lasting peace. So before we proceed, let me explain to you what is Philippine Army and what is Philippine Army is all about. So quality, the Philippines has many military branches, and our military is relatively young in nature compared to the other nations. The branches fall under the Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP. The AFP, just like the United States military, has the President as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. AFP has a similar structure of leadership as it does with the United States Army. So before the creation of the AFP in 1935, the Philippines had several militaries for the barangays, smaller areas with a town. Ultimately, when the first Commonwealth of the Philippines established in 1935, that is when the Philippine Army was created. The oldest branch of the AFP is the Philippines. A majority of their equipment have been in service for 20 to 30 years. Before 1992, when all U.S. military would leave the Philippines in agreements. There were 2 locations that the U.S. military was heavily involved. Clark Air Base, where the U.S. Air Forces was based. The Subic Bay Naval Station, where the U.S. Navy was stationed. Once the U.S. military left 1992 from those locations, they ultimately gave control to the AFP. From the AFP would have control of their defense of their country, Clark Air Base was able to turn into a civilian airport as well as a Philippine Air Force base. The AFP mission is critical to the defense of the country, along with the most coastline that needs to be guarded by the Navy. With recent disputes in South China Sea with islands that China has recently claimed, but has been under the control of the Philippines, the AFP is looking to modernize with the Abu Sayyaf Moro Islamic Liberation Front or MILF and the New People's Army or NPA. These are just some of the threats that the AFP are dealing with on the daily basis. Overall, the number of personnel that make the AFP is about 100,000, about half of just. The modern Philippines, however, it is westernized in the way that English is the one of the language that they learn besides their language Filipino. There are about 19 different dialects in the Philippines along the Filipino that makes up the language of the Philippines. So okay, let's proceed to the disadvantage of joining military. First, joining the army can be dangerous. So, dangerous talaga siya kapag nag-join ka ng army. And then, you don't know where you have to go. So, hindi mo alam kung saan ka pupunta. And number 3, difficult if you have a family. Number 4, your wife and kids may worry all day long. And number 5, may be hard to plan for the future. And number 6, you will not get rich by joining the army. And number 7, you may suffer from serious injury. So that's all the disadvantage of joining the military. Okay, and let's talk about the benefits of Philippine Army. So, I said and a while ago, I explained the disadvantages of joining the military, and now let's talk about the benefits of Philippine Army. So first, pay and allowances monthly gross. So mo ni siya. And then second, insurance and healthcare benefits. So na siya insurance and healthcare benefits. And third, belating the housing privileges, job security, leadership and other skills trainings, opportunity for career advancement based on performance, and also opportunities for local and international postgraduate studies, and lastly, opportunity to lead in the Army. Now, let's talk about Armed Force of the Philippines salaries. So, it is the salary of Philippine Army. First, Army salaries, first salaries reported with 20,000 per month. And the AFP member salaries, first salary reported 35,000 per month. And researcher salaries, first salaries reported with 15,000 per month. Soldier salaries, first salaries reported with 21,000 per month. And that would be all. Thank you for listening and watching. Once again, good day everyone, especially to you, sir.